How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning in to my video. Just when you think you've heard it all, then a story like this comes about. Amalgamated Bank wants credit card companies, namely the big three, Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, to track the sale of guns and ammo. This story comes from the gun haters at CBS. The credit card industry has blocked a novel effort to track suspect firearm and ammunition purchases, depriving law enforcement of a potential tool to identify and stop gun crime. I thought that's what the FBI and the ATF was for. Documents obtained by CBS News shows employees from domestic and international credit card companies, including Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, pushed back an application to create a merchant category code for firearm and ammunition sellers. The application was first submitted in July of 2021 by the New York-based Amalgamated Bank and was twice denied by International Standards Organization, also known as ISO, which sets standards across the financial services industry. The document showed that the credit card industry employees were part of an internal committee within the ISO that recommended the application's rejection. Well, good for them. At least somebody's sticking up for our Second Amendment rights. The ISO told CBS News the credit card companies only advised the committee and did so in a personal capacity. So much illegal gun activity depends on your ability to use the financial system to buy the guns. Priscilla Sims Brown, the CEO of Amalgamated Bank, told CBS. Amalgamated was founded by union workers nearly 100 years ago and bills itself as the nation's oldest socially responsible bank. That's the first time I've ever heard of a socially responsible bank. We believe we can do well and do good, Sims Brown said. The bank began considering applying for a unique firearms seller code after it said it noticed some of the deadliest mass pew-pewings were being financed with credit cards. The shooter who terrorized a Colorado movie theater in 2012 charged more than $9,000 worth of guns, ammunition, and tactical gear in more than 2 months, leading up to his attack that killed 12 and injured 70. The man that shot up the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, killing 49 people, put more than $26,000 on credit cards. And a shooter that killed 59 at a music festival in Las Vegas charged almost $95,000. We have an obligation to address crime that is being facilitated through our system, Sims Brown said. And while even shoeshine parlors have their own merchant code, the nearly 9,000 standalone U.S. gun sellers do not. With a unique code for firearm and ammunition sellers, the bank said it can run software to detect purchases in the same way it detects evidence for other suspicious activity, like fraud and human trafficking. And why the hell should we give banks and credit card companies the authority to do this? The ATF already has a system in place that if somebody purchases 2 or more handguns, or within 5 business days, at the same time, they are to be alerted by the FFL. And where do you draw the line? Is it somebody buying a case of 1,000 rounds of ammunition? If it's somebody who's a gun collector, like myself and others, who have purchased multiple handguns or firearms in the same day, should we then give a bank or credit card companies some type of authority to turn us in to the ATF or the FBI? Hell no! Our Second Amendment rights are already infringed upon way too much. We could identify and detect where there may be gun sales that are intended for the black markets, where we see patterns of gun purchases being made in multiple gun shops, Sims Brown said. We could see the patterns of behavior that would indicate to us that there is something not right here. The bank said it then could file what's called a suspicious activity report with law enforcement if they suspect possible gun crimes. Like I said earlier, they want to rely on banks and credit card companies to determine if there's possible gun crimes. They've lost their freaking minds. In July 2021, Amalgamated submitted its application to the International Standards Organization for the creation of a new merchandise category code, also known as MCC, for gun and ammunition stores. The application was sent directly to 2 employees of Visa and MasterCard, who serve as industry representatives on an ISO committee that considers new merchant category codes. In October 21, the bank's application was denied. Amalgamated decided to appeal the decision after seeking further input from the credit card company employees. Specific MCC codes in narrow retail are challenging, wrote an employee from American Express. Managing a long list of narrowly defined MCCs can become burdensome if there isn't a compelling reason for the long list. In February 2022, the international organization denied Amalgamated's appeal. In an email, the bank was told a new code for gun and ammunition sellers would fail to capture the sales at sporting goods stores, and at the same time would place a burden on small retailers. In a statement, MasterCard said, "We believe it's the responsibility of elected officials to enact meaningful policies to address the issue of gun violence, while it remains MasterCard's role to ensure customers are permitted to make lawful purchases on our network." Wow, MasterCard stepped up for us, didn't they? As always, let me know your thoughts about the story in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please help the channel out by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next video.